Welcome to Iconic Origins. This is Seelah's story. Seelah is Pathfinder's iconic champion. She has appeared in art across every edition of the game and features as a playable party member in the Wrath of the Righteous CRPG by Owlcat Games. From orphaned street urchin to formidable warrior determined to protect others from the suffering they once knew, Seelah is a figure of strength and resilience embodying all the qualities of a virtuous champion of Iomedae. From her youngest days, Seelah's first memories were of tragedy. Her family came as pilgrims to the fortified town of Solku in Katapesh, seeking refuge from the ravages of war and famine. More details on Solku can be found in my Katapesh region deep dive. The high walls of Solku did not offer them safety for long. Within months of their arrival, Kolo raiders from the nearby White Canyon launched a series of brutal attacks on the town. During one such attack, Seelah's parents were killed, leaving her a young orphan in a place she did not know. Desperate and alone, she did what she had to do to survive, including taking on mercenary work and even engaging in banditry and theft. In her teen years, a band of Iomedaean knights arrived to defend Solku against the Kolo raiders, and she was captivated by their shining armor and displays of bravery. In a moment born of awe, she stole a mithril helm adorned with a golden bird, wanting a small piece of that radiance she first saw when they entered the city gates. Yet more raids followed, and during the famous Battle of Red Hail, Seelah realized that one of the bravest defenders, a knight named Asami, had to fight on without her helm because of the theft. Holding Solku's gates against overwhelming odds, Asami earned victory, but suffered a mortal wound from a heavy flail whipped at her by one of the vicious hyena-kin, and died that very night. After this, feelings of guilt would not leave Seelah alone. Racked with remorse, Seelah approached Asami's pyre. The Iomedaean knights, some of whom had spotted her the night before the battle, and who already knew she had taken the helm, then watched as Seelah placed it upon the fallen woman's pyre. What happened next the knights did not expect. In an act of despair, Seelah started to climb onto the pyre beside the fallen warrior, ready to join her in death. Her fellow knights pulled Seelah away from the blaze. Instead of condemning her, the paladins took her in that night. Though they could have punished her, they offered her guidance and a chance for redemption. They taught her not only the tenets of their faith, but also that strength and honor can grow from even the darkest moments. Even to this day, Seelah regrets the theft that brought her to this faith. Though it is true, she originally came to the inheritor out of guilt. In the several years that followed, that guilt transformed into a powerful love, and a promise of commitment and fealty to her ideals. She trained tirelessly, learning both the ways of the blade and the responsibilities that came with standing for justice and protection. She bore the memory of the warrior Asami with her ever after, even wearing her hair in a style that honored the fallen knight's legacy. Since then, Seelah has had many adventures that have taken her across both Garand and Avestan. From the ancient halls of the Megambi Academy to the strange magocracies of Nex and Geb, Seelah has faced countless challenges with steel and faith. Today, Seelah strides into battle not as a victim of her past, but as a champion forged by it. She carries her longsword with righteous purpose, determined to defend the innocent and stand against evil wherever it lurks. More than just a warrior, she embodies the belief that redemption is not a reward, but a lifelong commitment, one she fulfills with every step, every swing, and every life she shields from harm. Iconic Origins, Quinn. Quinn is Pathfinder's iconic investigator, a quick-witted human detective whose greatest weapon is not his blade but his intellect. Where others see chaos, Quinn sees patterns. Where others accept what their eyes tell them, Quinn always asks questions. And in a world where nothing is as it seems, this has always helped him stay 2 steps ahead. Quinn was born in Galt, a nation infamous for its long and bloody revolutions, following its independence from infernal Cheliacs. Once a land of art and culture, Galt devolved into cycles of political purges and public executions. More details can be found on the nation of Galt in my Galt region deep dive on the channel. Within the nation, Quinn's family had once held titles as minor landed gentry, and in his youth they offered the young Quinn a respectable middle-class life, working as apothecaries. Life in Galt was hard during the revolutionary period, and yet, though his family's wealth diminished, these challenges did little to erode the values they wanted to instill in young Quinn. They retained a belief in education and discipline and a belief in civic order. Quinn was raised to respect the law, not because they wished to condemn the wicked, but because law provided order and stability in a land that was rapidly losing it. Law, they would argue, when properly applied, could protect society from descending into bloodshed. So when he grew older, Quinn would train as a legal clerk, immersing himself in statutes, precedents, and procedure. He also adopted the faith of Abadar, the god of cities and commerce, and from his parents' work as apothecaries, he also had a deep aptitude for alchemy and the sciences. Where others in his profession merely memorized facts, Quinn always analyzed. He cared deeply not only about what the law said, but what the intent of the law was as well. That understanding would change his life. A man was condemned to die, one more victim in Galt's relentless machinery of execution. Quinn examined the evidence and found inconsistencies. He investigated quietly, applying logic, interviewing witnesses, and using alchemical insight to reconstruct events, and he discovered proof of the man's innocence. The court refused to hear it. In revolutionary Galt, Quinn would soon learn truth could not outweigh the plans of the Grey Gardeners, the cruel enforcers of revolutionary justice. And so Quinn faced a choice: uphold procedure or uphold his own moral truth. And he chose truth. Using cunning and careful planning, Quinn freed the condemned man. The act branded him a criminal in the eyes of the state. A bounty followed. His legal career in Galt ended the moment he exposed its failure. But that was also the moment Quinn became himself. After this, Quinn began to travel the inner sea, operating as a private investigator, consultant, an occasional saboteur of corrupt systems. He would try to work cases others wouldn't touch: wrongful accusations, political frame-ups, institutional abuse. He always preferred to operate within the law when possible. He knew its power, but he also recognized the law could fail someone. In mysterious Ustalav, where vampires, werewolves, and other stranger horrors lurk in every shadow, he joined the Sleepless Detective Agency, an intrepid network devoted to uncovering hidden truths. The Sleepless Detectives found his talents were not just appreciated but essential. In Ustalav, secrets were currency, and Quinn knew how to evaluate their worth. Though now well into middle age, still today Quinn travels the inner sea. As he has been known to tell his companions, a man needs only 3 things to change the world: a quick wit, a righteous heart, and a stylish coat. Quinn is a charming hero. His demeanor disarms people. He is genial, well-spoken, and dresses like a gentleman. His sword cane is elegant and almost an afterthought. In truth, it is exactly that. Combat is a tool of last resort for Quinn. His true craft lies in deduction, forensic reasoning, chemistry, and the quiet examination of hidden truths. Despite the enemies he has made, Quinn has never become cynical. He still believes in justice. He learned in Galt what happens when outrage replaces law. He learned what happens when systems silence truth. And so he chose his own path, to serve a greater kind of justice and to bring his truth with him wherever he goes.